Hi, welcome. This is Ernesto again, and on these videos I promise you I'm going to be sharing with you in the fastest possible way 25 different ways in how you can find different speaking opportunities. This video is important because most speakers always come to me and tell me, where I do not know how to find stages, I do not know how to find events where I could speak. And I'm going to show you 25 different ways in how you can find speaking engagements. Now, the important thing is not finding speaking engagements. The important thing is knowing how to communicate with event planners, with event organizers, what to send them, how to talk to them, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about on the call. But what is incredibly important is that you actually watch this video so that you can see with your own eyes how many great and easy ways to find speaking opportunities. So to get started, let me share with you what I call the truth about the event industry today. This was an infographic that was produced in 2018, and it might be different this year, but doesn't matter. I mean, it's going to be very similar. This was produced by the Event Industry Council around the world, and as you can see, there were 1.9 million paid speaking engagements in 2018. Possibly it's different this year, but it doesn't matter because it's actually very similar regardless of the year. Now, this council is in 49 different countries. So that means that they are only getting the data from these 49 different countries. And in these 49 countries, they are in 2,819 cities. So if we play a little bit with the numbers, we can just divide 1.9 million divided by 2,819 cities. That actually tells us that there's 673 events per year per city. If we divide that between 365 days, we actually can see that there's 1.84 paid speaking opportunities per city per day. As you can see, even in the smallest city, there are speaking opportunities. So if we keep on looking at some of the data that they're sharing with us, we know that there are in the council in 49 countries 122,312 speakers. The surprising fact is that only 46,789 are actually verified paid speakers. That means that only less than 50% of these speakers are actually getting speaking gigs. If we divide 1,900,000 between 46,789 speakers, that means that every single paid speaker should be getting at least 40.6 paid speaking gigs per year. The question that I have for you is, how many speaking gigs did you get? Possibly you didn't get this many. Why? Because possibly you do not know how to do it. This is absolutely crazy, and that's why this is so important. In reality, most speakers are struggling. Why? Because they want an agent. Let me tell you, you do not need a manager. You do not need an agent. All you need is a system. And what I will be sharing with you on the call and possibly afterwards is my system. I will be sharing with you step by step exactly how you will be able to get speaking gigs. To start with, you should not be looking for event planners. Most speakers, they say, well, I would like to get into different events, so I'm going to start looking for event planners in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great source for event planners, but what happens is some of these event planners are not setting events at that specific moment. That's why it's so more important to look for events rather than event planners. Let me share with you 25 different ways in how you can actually find events which are taking place right now where you can get yourself to speak. Let's just get started with events magazines. All of them are printed, but also they are online. For example, you can go to Meetingsnet or you can go to BizBash, or there's a number of different event magazines. Just Google it. How about following other speakers on social media? If you follow other speakers on social media, you can see where they're speaking at, and then you can approach the event planners on those companies. How about searching for hashtags? You can be very creative. For example, you can have hashtag Microsoft Banquet, or Pepsi Banquet, or Zappos event, or Google Awards, or trade show, or trade shows, or meetings, and you're going to see hundreds, if not thousands, of different hashtags of people talking about their events. All you need to know is their event. The event planner comes afterwards. How about contacting the MCs? destination management companies. I have traveled the world. I am the 247th most traveled person in the world, and good part of that has been because of speaking. DMCs are my first source of speaking opportunities. How about following and connecting with AV companies? These AV companies are the ones which are on every event. If you connect with them, you will know where the events are taking place. If not, look at testimonials from other speakers. For example, in this case, this is Antonio Carlos Bonin, which is the project manager of British Telecom in Latin America. That's easy. Now all you need to do is search for Antonio Carlos Bonin in LinkedIn, and guess what? Bingo, you have the person which is going to be hiring you for your next event. The simple Google searches between quotations, previous year conference, quotation sales conference, quotation awards banquet. As you can see, tons of events are going to be spit on the Google results. If you want to also be more accurate, go to the convention calendar search in Google. Just type convention calendar search in Google and you're going to find great opportunities. You can have refined searches like annual employee event, gala, medical conference in Dublin, marketing conference in Belgrade. Or you can just go to sites where they have press release sites like PR News. There are many of them. You can also search for events per city. Every city lists their events. You can go to events in America or to the event guide or search for upcoming events, and you're going to find that there's a ton of events happening in your area. Search for trade shows by destination. I mean, if you go to the TSNN, to the Trade Show News Network, you're going to find tons of trade shows which are possibly in your niche or in your industry. Search for motivational speaker testimonials in YouTube. Why? Because of course you're going to find out exactly the person, and you do the same thing with LinkedIn. You can also go to speaker directories that are like e-speakers. They are always listing where they're speaking at. All you need to know is know where they are, and you will be able to also approach these different companies. Now, the moment that you have done that, and the moment that you know the event, and now you know that they're having an event, then you can go for searching meeting planners in LinkedIn and connecting with them. Just think about it. You can also go to the Human Resource Management Society, or you can go to the Meeting Professionals International website, or you can go to the ADMEI, which is the Association of Destination Management Executives International, or you can go to the Congress and Conventions Bureaus on every city. Every city has a Congress and Conventions Bureau. Or you can even go to the International Congress and Convention Association website, or to the ILEA website, which used to be called ICES, but for obvious reasons they changed their name. But you can look for them and you can find tons of different events taking place. You can also go to the Professional Convention Management Association, or you can go to the American Society of Association of Executives. In fact, there's so many different places. I just gave you 25, but there's literally hundreds of different ways of finding events. As we know, 1.9 million events took place in 2018. How many are going to be this year? Possibly more. Now, the important thing is that you need to know how to contact event organizers. So obviously you need to know what to write on the email. These templates that I can provide for you, the moment that you understand these, are going to really get you, the event organizers, to take action. You're going to become an on-demand speaker. That's why it's so critical that you come to the meeting, that you listen to what I have to say, that you pay attention and you start taking action. You need to know how to contact event organizers, what to say to them, and what to send to them. That's why this 20-minute one-on-one diagnosis and prescription call is going to be absolutely critical for you. I'm going to go over your marketing. You have already given me some of the information so that I know a little bit more about you, and I will be able to help you much better. Now, the last thing I want you to do, I mentioned it earlier, but I want to make sure that you do it, is connect with me right away in ernesto.today. What you can do there is you can connect with me in WhatsApp. If you're in WhatsApp, go to WhatsApp and tell me I have already booked my appointment, give me the date. I will know, of course, but then at least we are connected with WhatsApp. We can interact with each other. You can send me an email. You can contact me in Messenger. You can even press that little button that has a telephone and you can call me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Absolutely connect with me on LinkedIn, because that, of course, is important. And there's also a Meet Ernesto Verdugo, which has a video of me and you can see a little bit of what I do. Now, one thing I want to ask you is please show up for the call. I have a very busy month ahead. I have selected just a few spots so that I will be able to help you more in your speaking career. Once again, go to ernesto.today, and I see you very soon on your call.